Question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? From the beginning, my opening sequence replicates the way that other films present their titles. I used a thin white font, which was also a serif font. Other horror films which also use this are Silent Hill and The Descent. My film is located in typical horror locations. We are introduced to the character in a churchyard, which is in the countryside and with nobody around. She is stalked by somebody in a wood, which cannot be seen into, which hides the identity of the stalker. Another location is a large old house, which is lived in alone, and we see her run in and hide in the cellar. These are both conventional of the genre. Films which show similar locations are Cemetery Man and the Amityville Horror. My main characters show conventions of horror from their appearance mainly, but also the way they act. For example, the person stalked is a young, blonde woman who shows vulnerability, especially as she is alone and without help. Her actions do not help her, which is typical of her role. For example, when she is trying to escape, she leaves the door open to the cellar where she is trying to hide and gives away where she is to the stalker. She has similar characteristics to the woman in Scream. I decided to keep the identity hidden of the stalker, as it made him seem more unpredictable and we are less sure about his capabilities. This is similar to Friday the 13th, where the killer remains masked throughout the whole film. The beginning of my opening sequence introduces the characters and about their life, but also leaves enigma codes. We see that the woman's going to a grave, which implies that somebody has recently died and she may be living alone. This makes her feel so much more vulnerable from the start as we put ourselves in her position, but it leaves an enigma code as we don't know who has died or if the death is linked to her being stalked. My opening sequence also challenges conventions of horror, as it is filmed in daylight in the churchyard, whereas the typical thing to see would be if it was filmed at night. However, the part in the cellar does follow conventions, as it is in a low-lit location.